you're a grown woman now. So that means old patterns gotta go in the trash. Trauma is a hobby, canceled immediately. Cancel membership. Blaming your exes for the way that you act. I don't need to say no more. You feel me? For the ladies, if you feel me, help me sing it out. Hi, welcome back to Grown Women University, where we major in lessons and minor in delusions. I'm Eve, your Dean of Growth, and today's lesson is stop playing with your potential as a woman. You know the type of person that you are meant to be, yet you are playing with yourself. And I'm going to teach you and I'm going to tell you how to stop playing with yourself. So let's get started. Congratulations. You are officially a grown woman. Yeah. We love that. It's funny, right? Because most of us don't even know what we're doing. Some of us are doing it for the plot, and we need to stop doing that. We can no longer do stuff for the plot anymore. Where is it taking you? Has it taken you somewhere safe? Has it taken you somewhere that you liked? Oh, okay. Before we get started, I need you to go back and watch episode 1 and 2 because all of those lessons are going to tie down to this episode. Go back, watch it, and come back to this because you're going to need everything and every gem that I've dropped in episode 1 and 2 in order for you to understand how to navigate your life. Okay, so let's get started. Old patterns, old ways, old relationships, trauma as a hobby, all of those, they need to go. Old patterns need to take a back seat. Matter of fact, she needs to be in the trunk because she's no longer needed. Old habits, they need to be laid to rest. You know how you make a New Year's resolution, and I know a lot of us have. We've created the vision board. We've created the journals. We've written down what we wanted for the new year. We've written down what we wanted to accomplish, yet we're still doing the same things that we were doing last year. And you wonder why you are still the same person you were last year. It's because you're still doing the same exact things. You have to change how you move about yourself, especially if you don't play about yourself, especially if you love yourself deep down and you know your potential. You need to stop playing with yourself. You need to keep going with the promises that you have given yourself. How can you keep a promise for somebody else if you can't keep promises for yourself? How does that work? It doesn't work because the only person that really truly matters in your life is you. You're gonna have to get up and do those things that you promised yourself to do. You can't just make the vision boards and think, oh, things are just gonna magically appear. You can't just write things down and think, oh, it's just gonna magically happen. Action has to be made for you to become the version of yourself that you want to become. Especially as a grown woman, you cannot do the things that the girl in you was doing, the young girl in you was doing. You can no longer do those things. You need to do what a grown woman does, and that's keep her promises to herself. You cannot be a grown woman and not keep promises to yourself. That is how we end up still being the same person every single year and always looking at our vision boards and our journals and wondering why we have not gone anywhere or why we have not accomplished anything. It's because we're still doing the same things, holding on to the same things, especially your exes. Let go of them. Old friendships, let go of them. You need to let go of these things in order for you to be able to become the versions of you that you need to become. You said you wanted to go to the gym, yet you're still sitting on the couch every day watching TV, eating whatever you want. You said that you want to make more money. Why aren't you studying? Why aren't you going towards what your skills are to make more money? We can't keep saying we want, and we want, and the universe or God is just going to give it to us. That's not how this works. Get up. Do what you said what you're going to do. Get up. Do what you say you're going to do. Keep those promises to yourself because I promise you, once you keep those promises to yourself, once you see that the new habits that you've been wanting to do, the problem with us as women is we let so much of what we are being told to do dictate who we are, and that's not gonna cut it. Don't follow the rules. Make your own rules. You are the navigator. You are literally the CEO. You are the writer of your story. So don't let your story be the same every single year, every single day, every single week, every single month. Don't let years of your youth pass you by and then in the future you're just coulda, shoulda, woulda. The day's today. The day is now. You can no longer procrastinate on the things that you want in life. So, you literally have to take time to understand yourself, to be able to navigate your nervous system, to be able to control your emotions. You do not need to react to every single emotion that you feel. We as women are emotional creatures. Some things are logical. Some things are logical. They don't need to be emotional. And I'm not saying hide your emotional side. I'm just saying think of it both ways. Just like with a negative thought, think of a positive thought every single time. When you're thinking about emotions, think a logical thought and see which one aligns better. Sometimes we let our emotions drive us to insanity. This is why we end up in depression. This is why we end up anxious, because we are letting our emotions control us. And we as emotional creatures need to learn how to handle our emotions. So with those old habits, that old relationship, you need to be able to navigate yourself through it. And I'm not saying, oh, just get over it. Navigate yourself through it. Navigate yourself enough through it to a point where you realize that you can no longer sit on this anymore. Navigate your emotions. Create new habits. Create new hobbies. Your trauma does not need to be a hobby. Yes, I understand that those things hurt. I understand that those relationships really did change who you are, but you don't need to let them dictate how you become a woman. You dictate how you are as a woman. We as women, I believe we are given so many tasks. We're given motherhood, we're given sister, we're given girlfriend, we're given wife. We're given all of these different titles that we forget. We are our biggest task. We are our largest task. A man is the least most interesting thing about you. Your friends are the least most interesting thing about you. You need to find something that's very interesting about you. What is interesting about you? When you neglect yourself, when you don't understand yourself, when you sit there and you just wallow in your emotions and you don't take time to understand, to really navigate yourself through something, eventually that emotion is going to forever control you. You need to stop letting your emotions control you. You need to stop letting old habits control you. Those habits are no longer, they don't need to be around you. Create new habits. You can always create a new personality. You can always create a new world. Make up your own rules. Stop listening to what everybody else is telling you to do. Make up your own rules. And I'm not going to tell you how to make up your rules. Whatever rule you got is whatever rule you got. I don't follow everybody else's rules. I don't follow what everybody else is telling me to do. If I feel in my soul, if I feel it in my heart, if I feel it in my mind, that something is aligning with the version of myself that I want to be, I follow that before I follow anybody else's advice. You know when you're supposed to let go of something. We know these things, yet we don't do them. And sometimes it takes somebody to tell you to snap out of it. I'm not saying fix yourself. I'm not sitting here saying like, oh, you're a project, fix yourself, fix yourself. No, take the little things that you don't really find alignment in and realize, hey, this is not aligning with me. I'm going to choose to change it. Most of the time, there's nothing wrong with us. We are just choosing. There's choices. Most of the things that we do are choices. That is a choice. You're choosing to stay in that old habit. It's a choice. You're choosing to make your trauma a hobby, make your trauma a personality. That is a choice. Choose different. You deserve better than that. And you know you deserve better than that. You know that you're made for something more. We all know that we are made for something more, yet we choose different. Keep the promises that you have given yourself to yourself. That is how you end up being the woman that you deserve, the woman that you know you can be for yourself, not for everybody else. Really, honestly, be in your own bubble. And that does not mean neglect everybody else around you, but don't neglect yourself first. Don't neglect yourself. It's not something that I want to see in the women of today. We live in the 2026. We have so much freedom to be ourselves, to be as creative, to be as feminine. We as women, we have as much love as we have as much fire. We can create, we can destroy things, but we create things. We can do both. Set fire to the world by being yourself. Set fire to the world by aligning with the version of yourself that you know that you are. And you know that you can be that version, but you're choosing to just stay where you're at. And that's not a safe space to stay at. That is not a space I want you to stay at. I want you to grow as a person every day. I want you to find hobbies. I want you to do the things that the little girl in you enjoy doing. Go swing at a park. You know what I'm saying? Like, go do things that you know bring you joy. Go be as creative as you can be. Go be as free. Be a bird. Just, I love when a woman is fully herself. I love when I walk in a room and I can tell a woman is fully herself, unapologetically herself. She's just being her. And that is all she needs. She doesn't need the attention. She doesn't need the applause. You don't need any of that. So, for today's lesson, since I just went on a rant, for today's lesson, I want you to do something that makes you feel free. I want you to break a habit. This is three things. Go do something that makes you feel free. Break a habit that you know that you've been wanting to break for a long time. Create a habit that you've been wanting to do, and do it for 30 days, then 60 days, then 90 days. At some point, it becomes part of your routine. First, break the pattern, then create a pattern. So, with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, share so I can be able to give you guys more gems. I'm still going to do it, but love you guys. I appreciate you guys for even watching my channel. And remember, study the lesson. Don't repeat it. I will see you guys in the next class. Bye.